Qaynatma Sho'rva is a lamb soup, so the first ingredient we're using is lamb. In this case, I've got about 1 kilo lamb shanks, but I'd recommend using a slightly fattier cut of lamb if you can find it. Put those shanks into the bottom of a big pot, and we're gonna cover them up with 4 liters of water. Throw in about 1 tablespoon of salt, a bunch of black peppercorns. I'd recommend crushing these a little bit, maybe with a mortar and pestle, so that you don't get big mouthfuls of peppercorns. Bring that up to a boil, and we're gonna add in a sliced up onion, a few potatoes chopped up into bite-sized pieces. Careful, your knife will stick to them. A chopped up carrot. Keep these about the same size as the potatoes. A cup of chickpeas. These are just canned. A tomato that's been de-seeded. I'm sure you can find a use for those seeds, but I don't. Next up, let's add in a few tablespoons of chili powder, as well as a tablespoon of cumin. Mix that in and let it go for 1.5 hours. Once 1.5 hours is up, let's pull out our lamb shanks, and we're gonna cut the meat off of the bones. And then we're going to cut the meat into bite-sized pieces and throw it all right back into the pot. Next up, let's chop up a bunch of dill and a little cilantro and throw that right in. And then we're going to go ahead and leave this for another 10 or 15 minutes just until the flavors are incorporated. So I'm pretty excited about this. In the past, the Central Asian dishes that I've done have been really like lamb and noodle focused. And for once, there's a little bit more going on here. It's still lamb, but we got a bunch of vegetables, a little bit of seasoning. So let's dig right in and see how this turned out. The lamb, as you saw, fell right off the bone. We've got some herbs in there. First, let's try the broth and see what's going on in there. Still got that lamb going on. A little bit of spice from the ground chili pepper. Not really getting much of the cumin. Didn't add too much. It was a big pot, and I didn't really want that to overpower it. And that was one of the optional ingredients. Some recipes had it, some didn't. But overall, it's a really, really hearty lamb soup. The lamb is really, really tender, complemented by its own broth. I'm just gonna bite with everything going on and see how it all combines together. Nothing is overpowering, everything's very balanced. The dill and the cilantro, they're very similar. They're not like this in-your-face kind of flavor. It's just this weird little background note. All in all, I would say if it's cold out and you're craving a soup, but you're kind of sick of the plain old chicken soup, lamb is a good option here. So maybe make this instead.